Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be solving questions of exercise 12.2 on circles. So let's start. So I hope that you have gone through the earlier videos which will make it easier for you to solve the questions of this exercise. Now when I talk about videos, I am more interested on the videos on basics and concepts than the exercises, wherein most of the concepts we'll be using here would be from those videos only. Okay, so talking about question number 6, it says a chord of a circle of radius 15 centimeters subtends an angle of 60 degrees at the center. Find the area of the corresponding major and the minor segments of the circle. Okay, they have given you the value of pi and they have given you the value of root 3 as well. So let us draw the diagram. (15 centimeters). The angle as made here in between is 60 degrees, and you are supposed to find out the area of the major segment, which is this, the minor segment, which is this, and the remaining segment would be the major segment. So let's say this is O, this is A, this is B, and this is C. So the area of the segment, so we are supposed to talk about the segment ACBA, will be nothing but the area of this, which is 1/6 of the area of the sector, minus the area of the triangle. So from here what I can do is I can take half common, I can take r square common, which is 15 into 15, and then from the remaining, so from remaining here is, if I have taken half r square common, I'll get pi by 3, so which is 3.14 divided by 3 minus half r square. Now this is root 3 by 2, and root 3 by 2 should be taken as 1.73 divided by 2. So this is just like saying 225 divided by 2 into once I take the LCM, this is just like saying 6.28 minus So we will just calculate in few minutes as to what should be the final answer here. But we know that how to find out the area of the segment that has been formed. The second thing that we are supposed to do here is we are supposed to find out the area of the major segment. But before we do that, it will be compulsory that we find out this area. So when we are finding out this area, if I would have taken this, let's say the denominator here is 12. And this is 225, so this is basically 225 divided by 12 into, how much should I say, 1.09. Okay, this should be approximately 20 point something. Now why do I say this should be approximately 20 point something? Because had this been 240, this would have been exactly, so all you need to understand here is, if I multiply 1.09 with 225, this should be slightly greater than 240, which should give you the answer as 20 point something. What exactly would be the answer? That we will get it in few minutes. Okay, so we will just write down the answer in few minutes. Now so we are talking about the minor segment here. So now the area of the major segment. So we are basically talking, let me take a point like D here. So we are talking about area of the major segment as ADBA, will be pi r square minus 20 point Now we just need to calculate pi r square, which is just like saying 3.14 into r square. Now r square is 225. So that we could have taken here as common. What I mean to say here is, there are two ways of calculating this. One is I calculate this value and then subtract 20.4375, or what we could have done here is, this is something that we were supposed to calculate here, and pi and r square, which is just like saying, how much is pi? 3.14 r square, and then I could have subtracted this from this. Now this eventually you can say will be this answer will be slightly greater than 675. Now from 675, when you are subtracting that, should give you the balance answer. But anyway, let me calculate this totally. So when I calculate this totally, this comes out to be so this should come out to be something like 686 point. Now from a 5000 you are supposed to subtract this, which is just like saying 0.0625 centimeter square. This is slightly difficult just because of the calculations, otherwise the question is not at all difficult. And we learned that we'll just call it as the question was not easy, and that was just because of the calculations. Question number 7. A chord of a circle of radius 12 centimeters subtends an angle of 120 degrees at the center. Find the area of the corresponding segment of the circle. So the area of the segment, and now here we are talking about the minor segment, will be nothing but, and the minor segment that we are talking about is OACB. I'm sorry, ACBA is what we are talking about, which is nothing but 1/3 the area of the circle minus, the area of the sector, which is 1/3 of the area of the circle, minus half of, now since this is r and this is r square sine theta. So now if I take r square as common, so what is the value of r that they have given here? 12, which is just like saying 144. Now pi by 3, pi they have given as 3.14 by 3 minus half r square. R square has been already taken, and this is half of sine 120, which is root 3 by 2. So this answer can be left as it is. The reason here is, have they given you the value of root 3? Yes, they have given you the value of root 3 is 1.73. So 144 times of 3.14 divided by 3 minus 1.73 divided by 4. This is what we are supposed to calculate. So we do the same. We take the LCM. So once we have taken the LCM, so what are we saying? We are multiplying this by 4, this by 3. And this becomes 12 times of, how much does it become? This is 7.77. Is it correct when I say this? Okay, so how much should it come out to be? So let's say 84, 84 and 84. So is there anything else that they have given here to be calculated in question number 7? Okay, once again I would like to check my answer. So this was 5.6. Okay, when this was 5.6, so this comes out to be 3.7. So this should be 84, 36 and then followed by 84. So the answer should be 88.44. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is question number 8. Question number 8 says, a horse is tied to a peg at one of the corner of a square shaped grass field of 15 meters by a means of a 5 meter long rope. Okay. Find the area of the part of the field in which the horse can graze. The horse is pegged at one of the corners such that this is 5 meters, this is 5 meters, and this remaining would be 10 meters. And if I have to find out how much area can be grazed, so area of this quadrant, if you remember we have done it in earlier exercises, will be nothing but 1/4 of the area of the circle have they given you the value of pi here in this case, the area of the part of the field in which the horse can graze. Okay, so can I say this will be nothing but 25 into 22, which is just like saying 50 and 50, which is 550 divided by 28, which further can be written as 275 divided by 14 meter square. This is how we can leave it. What is the second part that they have given? I mean, it is up to you whether you want to calculate or you want to leave it as it is. Even if you wish to calculate, you can calculate it. The point to understand here is, if you have to calculate this, this will be just like saying what, had this been a 280, this would have been a 20 minus how much from here? So minus 5 by 14. So you just have to calculate 5 by 14 and subtract it from a 20. So the answer should be 19.6 something. But I am still suggesting leave the answer as it is. Why am I suggesting this? Because the answer will be in the form of a recurring decimal. So this was talking about the first part of the answer. Talking about the second part of the answer, it says, the second part of the question, to increase in the grazing area if the rope were 10 meter long instead of 5 meter. So if the rope was 10 meter long, so let me put it like this. If it was something like this, wherein this is 10 meters and 10 meters, and in that case I am supposed to calculate this area, wherein the balance becomes 5 meters. So in that case also you will say that the area of the quadrant, now this quadrant would be different, is nothing but 1/4 of 22 by 7 into r square, which is 100. So now the answer will be 550 divided by 7. Leave the answer as it is. Now why am I suggesting leave the answer as it is? Because you are aware of the fact that the answer will be in terms of a recurring decimal. The only thing that you need to check here is the answer that we have got, is that answer correct or not? That is the only thing that you need to check. So 1/4 is what you are supposed to calculate of the quadrant, and the quadrant here is 22 by 7 into 10 square. No, apparently this seems to be correct. Had this been 560, this would have been 80 minus now 10 by 7. So I hope I have done the question correctly in terms of, had the grazing area, if the rope were 10 meter long instead of 5 meter long, which is just like saying 10 meters, so in that case the grazing area becomes fine. Okay. So now they are not asking for the grazing area, they are asking for the increase in the grazing area. Okay, fair enough. So now when you have to calculate, the increase in the grazing area will be 80 minus 10 by 7 minus 20 minus 5 by 14. So write this as 20 by 14, it becomes easier for us to do. So this becomes how much? 60 minus, this becomes plus, so minus 15 by 14. Meter square, which should be 58 point something. Okay, question number 9. Okay, talking about question number 9, it says a brooch is made with silver wire in the form of a circle with diameter 35 millimeters. The wire is also used in making 5 diameters which divide the circle into 10 equal sectors. Okay, find the length of the total length of the silver wire required, and the diameter is 35 millimeters. The wire is also used in making 5 diameters. Okay, find the area of each sector and the total length of the wire required. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and another 5. Now if I have to find out, now if this is O and I have to find out the area of any one of the sectors, I am doing subpart 2 first because I feel that that is easier here. And we know that if this is the sector which is OAB, I'm talking about the sector OAB, and now 360 degrees has been divided into 10 parts, which means that every sector would be of 36 degrees. So the area of each sector, so the area of each sector formed will be how much? It will be pi r square into 36 degrees divided by 360 degrees, which is just like saying 1/10 of the area of the circle. Now in the first question, so this should come out to be 385 millimeter square, area of each sector. So it was divided into 10 sectors, right? So if I am finding out the area of one such sector, it will be okay. So now the point here is the radius here is not 35, the radius here is 35 by 2. So this would have been divided by 2, and this final area comes out to be 385 divided by 4 millimeter square. This you can always calculate. Okay, now talking about the length, the total length which needs to be calculated. So once we are calculating the total length, can we first find out how many such diameters were formed? So can I say 1? So how many such diameters were formed? Can I say 5 such diameters? So diameters, so 5 such diameter means what? This becomes 175 millimeters, and then the entire circle which was formed. So find out the circumference of the circle, which is 22 into 2 by 7 into 35 by 2. Right? So do we get the answer? One is we are getting it as 175 and the other we are getting it as 110. So we just need to add both of these, and once we add both of these, we get the final answer as 285 millimeter. Talking about question number 10. So question number 10 says an umbrella has 8 ribs, okay, equally spaced. Assuming umbrella to be a flat circle of radius 45 cm, find the area between two consecutive ribs. So almost a similar kind of a question wherein the entire circle has been divided into now 8 ribs. Now they have given you the radius as 45 centimeters. Let me consider one of the sectors. Let's say O, this is A, point A, and this is point B. So area of the sector O, A, C, B will be how much? And what is the degrees that they have given? The degrees they have not given. So you know that the entire circle has been divided into 8 congruent parts. This is what you need to calculate. Is there anything else that can be cancelled out here? How much is 45 square? Can I say 2025? Okay, so I would still suggest leave the answer as it is. The reason here is because you are going to get an answer which is going to be a recurring decimal. Okay, I hope you understood whatever we had done here. The point that I am trying to make finally here is it is all about the understanding of the topic and the calculation. So we see that the calculations are quite lengthy, so please watch my videos on calculations, which is going to help you immensely in terms of not memorizing how much is 45 whole square, and by the time you are trying to memorize and recall the memory, by then I would have already given you what is the correct answer. So please focus on the calculation part as well, because that is something which is going to help you to save time, right? Thank you so much.